let's go back live to Canberra now. We have some breaking news for you. I'm going to bring in our political editor, Andrew Clennell. Andrew, our viewers can see on the screen we've got a live shot ready to go. Breaking news here. David Littleproud, the Nationals leader, set to make some sort of personal announcement. What more do you know about the nature?
He's retiring, Ash. He's retiring. I can tell you that my understanding from a national source is that David Littleproud, the leader of the Nationals, is to appear here with his wife and he's going to retire. One can only presume from politics. Now, that would line up a Maranoa by-election at the same time as the Farrer by-election, but that's an extraordinary situation if that's occurring. He faced leadership threats. He faced a Canavan challenge. There he is with his wife, and now he faces this threat from One Nation, and he is bailing. I have that from a senior Nationals MP. David Littleproud is about to retire from politics, something we did not expect this afternoon. He joked to me about retirement in the studio this morning. Anyway, here he comes.
The National Party whip and asked her to convene the National Party room before the end of the week, because I intend to resign as the leader of the National Party. I've got to a juncture where I believe it's time. I believe that it is now time to transition to a new leader. I had intended to leave the leadership after the coalition was reformed, but I thought it was my responsibility to transition into a new leadership in the coalition. And I'm satisfied from what I've seen of Angus Taylor and the way that he has handled himself that we are now competitive again. The values and principles that Angus has brought back to the coalition gives me confidence that the coalition's on the right track. He's a man that'll be a great Prime Minister for this country, and I just say to Australians, please, take the time to get to know him. He's actually a great bloke and he stands for what's right in this country. He's a great patriot and he'll do a great job. But I'm buggered. I'm buggered. I'd have enough. To lead this great party would be the wrong thing for me to do. I love the National Party. I grew up in it. I'll bleed till the day I die green and gold. I love it. And it would be wrong for me to say that I'm the right person to continue to lead. That's tough for me to say. I think someone better can do it, because I don't have the energy. I'm out on my feet and I'm done. But I'm proud of what I've done. I'm proud of us recapturing our identity for who we are and what we stand for that 30% of Australians that live outside a capital city that don't get a voice in here unless someone's got the guts to do it. I did it with the voice. I did it with the vestige of nuclear energy, with universal service obligation reform, the Regional Australia Future Fund, net zero. I've done more as the leader and shaping public policy and the coalition policy probably since John McEwen. And to be candid, I've faced probably much of the same challenges he had in the coalition. It's not probably since John McEwen, as a National Party leader, had to stand up and show the courage of their character and their party room and stand for what their party room wants them to stand for. So I'm proud, but I'm tired. I don't intend to retire from Parliament. I love the people of Maranoa. And while it wouldn't be right to continue on as leader of the Nationals because I don't have the energy, it'd be wrong to also stay on because I don't have the energy to represent them properly as the leader of the National Party. That's how much I take this job as the leader of the National Party seriously. What drives me, what gets me up. I got into politics to get those young people that I've seen generations in Western Queensland go over the range and not come back. The legacy I'm going to leave and all that policy that I've talked about is to bring them home and keep them home. That's what drives me, and that's what I want someone to be able to take that baton up from now. I've been very fortunate and I've loved every moment on it, but you've got to be honest with yourself. There's someone better. And so I'm prepared to do that for the greater good. But I'm not giving up Maranoa. I love Maranoa and the people of Western Queensland. And I'll serve my great party and this great coalition any way they want me to. But this is my time over as a leader. I've done all I can do and all I want to do. It's time for me to feel normal again. It's been a pretty rough road since the election. But I get to go home to her, my wife, Amelia, and her family, and I want to spend more time with them. And that's the other reason why I want to be in here. But I still love coming to this place. And I want to come back to this place as I did when I first got into Parliament, with that spring in my step, the excitement of coming here, throwing a few grenades, having a couple of beers and enjoying myself. And I haven't had that for a while. And if I can't do that, then I'm not going to be at my best. So regional Australia misses out. Can I thank my staff? And I don't want to go too much because I've already had a few tears with them earlier. Loyal people, really loyal people. So, look, thank you. I'm proud of all I've done. I'm proud of all I've achieved. But it's time for the baton to be passed on, because the legacy I leave is the one that someone can take on and build from. That's leadership. And I want to be judged not just on what I've achieved, but now how I lead as a member of the National Party, as a team member. That's what it is to be a national. That's what it is to bleed green and gold, to believe in your cause, to believe in the people that live in regional Australia, and no matter your position, you're going to be there for them. So my position's changed, but my passion hasn't. So thank you, and I'm prepared to take a few questions. We'll be fair. I'll race around here a couple.
Proud. You obviously get a vote in the party room. Things are sticking around. Is there someone you'd like to see take over from you?
I don't talk about the party room, and what happens in there. I'll make my judgment. Whoever puts their hand up, but what happens in the party room stays in the party room. The primacy of that room is so important to me. I don't intend to breach it now.
Will you be hoping to stay in the shadow ministry, or will you go to the backbench? And what was the key moment that made you feel like your time was up? What was it? All the issues that had gone on with your role in the coalition split?
I think it's just since the election. We had the worst coalition election result probably in modern history. And I didn't lose a seat. The National Party didn't lose a seat. We nearly won Bendigo. I didn't sleep for a couple of days. I've never had that trauma in my life before, and then it just kept going. And I wanted to fight for the people and make sure that what I'd fought for in the last term wasn't lost, and it's now locked in as a legacy for the people of regional Australia. But, I've been a human punching bag for the last couple of months. I don't really give a rat's, but, at some point, you've got to look after yourself, and you've got to understand that I've done all I can. And you've got to be honest with yourself, because you can stay too long and you can hold us back. And I don't ever want anyone in the National Party to say I held them back. And so that's why my legacy now will be how I handle myself as a member of the great party that's made me.
Will you want to remain on the front bench?
Oh well, that's up to whoever the leader is. But I'm happy to serve in whatever capacity. But I haven't got the energy to lead.
Mr. Littleproud.
Hold on, I'll keep coming. Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Littleproud. There's obviously, you reflected on the election result. You've got the rise of independents that are threatening seats. You've lost seats to independents. You've lost National Party members to the Liberal Party. Can you reflect on the kind of state of the National Party and the sort of the threats that it faces politically in the future?
Well, again, I stood for something. My party room stood something for the voice. I remember standing in front of you, all of you, and you're all sitting there saying, how's it going to feel to be on the wrong side of history? When the National Party came out in November 2023, you all told me I was going to be on the wrong side of history. And you were probably right at that point. Only 30% agreed with us. By the end of it, over 60% agreed with us. That's what it is to stand for something. And we lost Andrew G because he didn't believe in what we believed. He could have crossed the floor and we wouldn't have had an issue. Jacinta Price wanted to be Prime Minister. I mean, Barnaby Joyce left because he wanted to be leader. He wants to be the leader of One Nation in less than 3 months. Good luck to him. But how you conduct yourself in these moments and after it is where your legacy is either maintained or lost. And so my loyalty is to the National Party, and I'm proud of the fact that we didn't lose a seat at that last federal election and nearly pulled off Bendigo, 10% swing in the worst election loss probably in modern coalition history. That's some feat that I'm proud of and proud of the team that helped me do it.
Mr. Littleproud, do you have any regrets at your time at the helm, and particularly how you worked with Susan Lee before she was ousted?
No, I always acted with integrity. I always made it clear exactly what the National stood for. Made it very clear where the boundaries are. That's how I do business. I don't go around and go around the back door and say, no, this is how we're going to do it, and then do another way of it. I just look you in the eye, shake your hand, that's how you do business. And I can do that with Angus Taylor, and the new leader will be able to do that. But I made it very clear where the National Party stood on those 4 policies. And I've got to say, if you talk about mistakes, the mistake after the election was to wipe all our policies, because all we did was leave a vacuum for someone else to walk into. But I stood and fought for those 4 policies that meant so much to our party room that's been fought for so many years. I wasn't letting them go. And then I wasn't going to stand by when my mates got punted for not doing anything wrong. And you might disagree with me on that, but where I come from, if one of your mob gets knocked over and it's not for the right reason, you come swinging back. That's how we operate. The culture of the National Party has always been like that. So I'm proud of that. I'll keep coming, yeah.
Do you anticipate contesting the next election for Maranoa?
Yeah, certainly do.
And then do you think that the next leader of the National Party has to come from the House of Representatives, or could it be someone from the Senate?
It'll be up to the party room, and we've got talent right across it. But I intend, my passion is what blows my hair back in the morning when I'm in Maranoa is getting up, driving out west and seeing those great people that don't ask for a lot, but when they get a little bit, they're more grateful than you lot. Sorry, yeah.
You mentioned some of the personal impact you've experienced over the last 12 months. A lot of that, I think, has been the Liberals and Nationals being at loggerheads, Susan Lee and yourself being at loggerheads. You've also said how much easier it is to work with Angus Taylor. I'm confused. If you've got the leader in place of the Liberal Party now that is easier for you to work with, why quit now? Haven't you just got what you wanted in the last month or so?
I'm buggered, mate. I'm out on my feet. You've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to get yourself up when you're the leader, and you've got to want to go and drive and get to that next place and go and fight. And I had the greatest and the most fun I've ever had before the last election and during the last election. I had a passion and a pride in what I was representing. I'm just buggered. And you get buggered in this place. And that's the nature of the business. But I'd rather be in it, because you know what? I'm just a bloke from Western Queensland with a Year 12 education, and every day I walk into that chamber, I put my hand on that leather that I get to sit on in there, because not too many people get to do that. Not too many people like me get to do that. And you should never take that for granted, but you should always remember why you're here. And if you don't have that fire and that passion to do it, then I'm holding my people back. It should never be about me. It should be about those people that I care for and have put me here.
I hear you on the personal, but is what you're doing in some way an admission that a different approach for taking on one nation is needed by the Nationals?
All we need to be is ourselves. We're a party of government. I've changed coalition policy. That will change when we get into Parliament. Politics is the brutal game of the arithmetic. I can't see one nation getting 76 seats. The coalition can. But you're going to have the energy. And I wouldn't be doing Gus a service and the passion that he has if I'm not going to be standing there fighting as hard as he can. I don't have that passion. And this is just an honest admission. I'm buggered. But I'm not giving up on the cause. I'm just going to take a different role. Hey, Anna. Yeah.
You've fought some external battles and some internal battles within your party. You've been wide answered, at least for the last year, by some who didn't think you were the right person to lead. What's your message to them, and are they right?
Look at my record. Not since Blackjack McEwen have we, as a party, influenced the national conversation, nor coalition policy, nor the coalition. Go and read what Blackjack McEwen did. I don't think there's been a leader since Blackjack that's achieved what I've done. But it takes its toll, and you got to say when it's time. So I've got a record that I'd put next to any leader. But the only way that I protect that is if I don't have the energy, if I don't have the enthusiasm to do what it is to be the leader, and it's different to being in the team. If I don't have that, then I'm going to erode and I'm going to tear away at that legacy I've achieved. So what my job now is to back the party and the new leader, and that's what I'm going to do. A couple more and I've got to go. I'm going to go and have a beer with these staff. I owe them one, maybe two.
On your way out, what is your final word to Barnaby Joyce, who became the turncoat? And secondly, to Amelia, at what point did you have that concern for your husband, and share with us the moment where you gave him that final bit of advice?
I have no words. Only people I'm worried about are the people wearing green and gold and that bleed green and gold all their life, particularly after their party's given them everything.
Thank you so much for the question. I think, as David said, since the election, it has been a real battle to try and rebuild some energy and get back into the headspace that he needs to be his best and to be able to perform for the National Party. I think, you know, personally, I'm really proud of the achievement that he has made as leader of the National Party. It properly reflects the policies that he has, properly reflects what's on the minds of regional and rural Australians. So I'm really proud of that. But he is a person that is driven by purpose, and he needs to recharge the batteries, and the best place to do that is at home in Maranoa with his family and focusing on the things that actually matter.
Mr. Littleproud, if I could ask, do you feel that you are enjoying the same amount of support from your colleagues now as, you know, for the election? Is this something where you could have seen that support waning?
Well, cast your mind back to about 6 weeks. They had a punt, they had a go at me. I think I cleaned them up pretty easy. So, you know, but I don't take any of it for granted. The leadership of the party is given by a gift, by the party room. If you don't respect it, then you don't deserve it. And I'm to the point where if I don't do and walk away now, I don't deserve it and I don't respect it. And so this is just an honest admission. You know, I'm buggered, but I'm not giving up on the cause. One more. Yeah, sorry. Well, no one's taken me out, so good luck. So.
Mr. Littleproud, you said you've been feeling a punching bag. Who's been punching the hardest?
Oh,
You're talking about Susan.
No. Look, many of you write very gratuitous columns, but don't worry, I don't read most of them. I get them second-hand, and nor do the people of Maranoa. But that's part of the game, and you just take that, you know. So I'm not. Don't worry, you'll be able to write about it tomorrow, but I won't be reading it, so it won't matter. So you go your hardest again. One more, and I've got to go.
Do you believe that the party is now in a better position to win the by-election?
I'm Farrell, sorry. Oh, look, it's going to be a tough tussle. We haven't been there for 25 years, but this gives somebody the energy who wants to lead the party to go out there with enthusiasm that I've got to pick myself off the floor and try and do if I had to stay. And, you know, I'm not doing the right thing by the candidate out there or the party. So, you know, in life, where I'm from, you do the right thing, and I've got to do the right thing. So thanks very much. Thanks, bud.